It's 2016 and JRPGs are back, baby! Welcome everyone to the debut episode of a new show here on the channel I'm calling Taylor Time. And basically on Taylor Time I just want to talk about whatever I feel like talking about. It's kind of a more unscripted, vloggy type show where, you know, it'll kind of fit right in between the JRPG Journal and the Friday Feature styled videos and stuff like that. You know, I'll try to keep it topical or maybe just something that's on my mind. So this week I want to talk about the current state of JRPGs in 2016 because I feel like we're in the midst of a renaissance or a resurgence of not only just like the big brands coming back, but some of even these smaller ones are sneaking up on us and doing some really cool stuff. So what I've done is I've got a list here of all the games that have come out in 2016 so far. And then games that are coming the rest of this year and then early 2017 because they'll be pretty notable. And I just want to go over them briefly and just talk about their impact and just get a sense of where are JRPGs in the middle of 2016. And to be clear, I'm probably not going to talk about some of the lesser known ones or games that are like on the border or remasters or stuff like that. Just kind of bigger ones or stuff like that, so you'll get a sense of what I'm talking about as we go. So here we go. First up, Fire Emblem Fates. Now, as you guys know, I love the Fire Emblem franchise. Well, starting with Awakening, it kind of got me back into Nintendo. It rekindled a love for a genre that I haven't really played in a long time. That's a strategy RPG. And you know, Fates was interesting. I bought the collector's cart that had all three versions, and I played to the very end of the good version or the Birthright or whatever. It was pretty good, but I don't know. It just didn't have the impact that Awakening had, at least for me. I don't know if it was because it was sort of the same stuff over and over again, but characters were definitely more memorable and still a really solid game, sold well. I even bought the special edition new 3DS. And special shout out to Tim, who helped get me that edition. He had to like mail this thing to me, package it all up because it was all sold out. So I really appreciate you, buddy, for doing that for me. But you know, Fire Emblem Fates, great entry in a franchise, and hopefully we'll see even more from it in the coming years, hopefully on NX or maybe even a very late Wii U game, you never know. Next up, we've got Bravely Second. Now, I have to be totally honest with you, I did not even pick up Bravely Second just yet, but I really loved Bravely Default right until the very end, and for those of you that have played it, know what I'm talking about, but supposedly Bravely Second is pretty much more the same. You explore sort of the same world. I got some new ones in there, and the ending is similar but not nearly as bad as the first one. I just think it's great that the first one did so well that they were willing to bring a second one over and that it came to the West. I think that's awesome. It was just a great throwback RPG, but it was modernized in a way. You know, it had the Brave and Default system and being able to turn off battles or fast forwarding them and stuff like that. It was just a breath of fresh air that frankly, the JRPG genre needed for a long time to kind of, you know, revitalize the turn-based stuff and make it new and fresh again. And I really appreciate that. So at some point I plan on playing Bravely Second End Layer just because the ending of Bravely Default leaves, it got me excited for the second one. So I definitely want to go back and play this one at some point. Next we have Atelier Sophie. Now, I haven't played one of these Atelier games in a while. I played the whole Arlen trilogy and then I played another one on PS3. But they just, I don't know, they seem to have lost luster as the games have gone on. But supposedly this new one, Sophie, is really good. It's the first one on PS4 as far as if memory serves me right. So, you know, these games have been around for a while, going back to the PS2 days, you know, with Monokemia and stuff like that. But basically they're an RPG series where it's all about creating alchemy recipes. You go out, you fight monsters, you collect items, you put them in a pot, you give these items to people and you're completing quests that way. And it has this really gorgeous like watercolor art style that I love. I just love the look of these games. But they are becoming a little formulaic, but supposedly the people I follow on Twitter seem to really, really like them. And this new one apparently, you know, is great as well. So if you're into those games, now there's one on PS4. So definitely go check out Atelier Sophie. I haven't played it, but I don't know. Here it's good. Next, Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness. Whoever knew we'd see Star Ocean again, especially on a PS4, right? Like, I feel like that series like was dead on PS3 360. I mean, the subtitle was The Last Hope. So there was almost like some sort of hidden messaging in there, like, hey, this is the last hope. If this one doesn't do well, we may not get a chance to make more. And on top of that, I believe, you know, Trice got sold to this mobile developer, like, well, that's the end of Star Ocean, that's the end of Valkyrie Profile, all these games. But here we are in 2016, and we have a brand new Star Ocean game. And I'm in the middle of playing it right now. I hope to get a review on this channel as soon as I'm done. I'm not gonna rush, I'm gonna play through it at my own pace. But you know, you wanna talk about a throwback. This is like a throwback PS2 game where very simplistic layout and design, but you know, cool, simple, turn-based, action combat. The action combat is really cool and fun. I actually, you know, it's got 7 party members, which is crazy. Like, I've never seen a game that has 7 party members at once. It's just nuts. But you know, it honestly, like, it has some technical limitations. Like, it's obviously not a technically impressive game, although it does run at 60 frames per second, but I feel like that says more about how little's going on than how well it was programmed and stuff like that. But it's interesting. I'm glad that this series is around. You know, I'm glad it survived. I'm glad we're getting another entry. Again, it's not the best JRPG, but I'm glad we've got another one, and I think it might be worth your time once, you know, the price drops. All right, next, for games that are out now that I want to talk about, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Now, this is a game that I completely wrote off. When I saw it, I'm like, this looks like a Hyperdimension Neptunia game. It was weird. I had this like really weird roller coaster with this game because when it first got announced, I was like, this looks awesome. Like, you know, pop stars and idols and stuff like that, and it's really colorful and bright. But then I saw the gameplay, I'm like, oh, this does not look fun. But supposedly everybody's raving about it. It's got a great Metacritic score. It's sitting around the mid-80s, and I was like, I am so wrong about this game. So I want to go back and play this game at some point. I don't know when I'll have time. Maybe later in July or early August when not as much is coming out and I finished Star Ocean and stuff like that. But people seem to really be liking it. Everybody I talked to is like, Taylor, you need to play this game. This is right up your alley. So, you know, I might just be totally wrong about this game. So I hope to play it and be proven totally wrong because it didn't look that impressive. It didn't look that interesting, but people are liking it apparently. So hopefully I get a chance to play it and decide for myself. I Am Setsuna. So that one's coming out this summer. It's another throwback RPG from Square Enix, and it looks really neat, kind of in this winter setting. A lot of people compare it to Chrono Trigger. It's cool that this kind of game is coming out. More throwback RPGs are always welcome. And to kind of dovetail off that, another throwback JRPG that's coming out, not from Japan though, it's just in the style of a JRPG, is Cosmic Star Heroine. And me and Nick, who I do the LHG and the Giant Sword podcast with, which you should check out on iTunes and YouTube, go check it out. We played that at PlayStation Experience in December, and it's cool. It's a pretty neat game, and I feel like it'll be right at home on Vita. So if you're looking for another throwback kind of spritey JRPG, definitely check out Cosmic Star Heroine. To blow through a couple other quick ones, we got the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 final chapter. And there's like a whole extra original section with Aqua that looks really neat, and then it's also got Dream Drop Distance and a movie on there. So that'll be cool to kind of round out the collection, round out all the games. Trails of Cold Steel 2 in the middle of the first one right now, and it's pretty enjoyable. It's definitely a solid JRPG. Another great one on the Vita, so definitely check it out if you haven't, and look forward to the second one. But I want to rattle off, we got 3 of the big ones coming up. This year we finally are getting Final Fantasy 15. It's finally coming out, guys, and it looks unbelievable. I just cannot wait. I'm hoping that this game just lives up to all of our expectations, blows us away, gets great reviews, sells well, and that Final Fantasy can be back, you know, that it can really prove itself again, that it belongs with the big boys like Witcher and Dragon Age and Fallout and stuff like that. I think this might be a really big comeback. I'm so excited for this game. Like, I'm hoping it just delivers everything we want it to. Early next year, we've got Tales of Berseria. I've really not liked the last couple Tales games. You know, I played through them, but their design is really lacking, you know, like they have really simple dungeons and hallways and stuff, but this one looks really different. The main character is kind of corrupted by the malevolence from Tales of Hysteria, and she's also a pirate, so it's like this really dark looking game and tonal game, and it's also got, you know, anything piratey I'm like all about. So this should be a cool one for sure. And last but not least, we got Persona 5 coming out, looking absolutely hot, slick as heck, and just dripping with style. And I cannot wait to play this game. I can't wait to see what the social links look like, how we explore the world, and everything about it looks a little bit different. How we acquire personas. It just looks unbelievable, and I can't wait for the world to really experience Persona for the first time, and I feel like this will be Persona's Final Fantasy VII moment. So guys, we just rattled off a ton of JRPGs, and frankly, I think it's as healthy as it's been since maybe like the heyday of the PS2, or heck, even the PS1, when we were just getting gold after gold game there. And so what do you guys think right now about the state of JRPGs? Are you excited for what's coming up? Because frankly, I am just jazzed. I am in JRPG heaven right now. There's too many games, I can't even play them all. What games have you played this year? Which ones are you most excited about? And what games are you hoping that might get announced? And also, I haven't even talked about Kingdom Hearts 3, Ni no Kuni 2 are on the horizon later, and Dragon Quest 11. So like, guys, there's a ton to look forward to. JRPGs are awesome, and they're awesome right now. They're healthy as they've ever been. So can't wait to hear what you guys think about JRPGs in 2016. And just where they're at right now. So let me know, and this is gonna do it for Taylor Time, and we'll see you next week with another episode.